Right. Hello and welcome back to Stationeers. 203 days of insanity trying to make a furnace 10 times more complicated than it should be. There's a storm going, so I guess I can only do this. So let me... How am I controlling the devices from here? I'm doing this, right? So I set the device and then I just load device with the device ID. And then I just save into the device. Okay, fairly easy. So I just need to do the same. So I'm gonna start with the normal scenarios first, and then I go with the hard scenarios. So this start, go to the control room. On the control room, it loads the setting on the ship. Right, okay, so that's to not do anything if it's 0, yes. Then it stores the jump point, do whatever it needs to do, put back the jump point, resets the setting on the main ship to 0, and then continue, okay. So, yeah, I get all these notes here, but that's just going to get me more confused. So... First is the tank. How I normally would control the tank. Normally it would need the temperature of... not the temperature. So what's the goal? I need to keep it at 35 megapascal. So if it's below 35 megapascal, just run it. So that will be the first condition, right? So I will need to know the pressure of the tank. So load device. I already have the pressure. I forget what I have in memory. Yes, I already have tank pressure, right? So 3, 4 is tank, 5, 6 is the room. 3, 4 is tank, 5, 6 is the room. Three, 4 tank, press and temp. 5 and 6 is the room. Present tank, present tank, present tank. Okay, so that will help me is not forgetting this, and then 7 is the target temperature. Okay. So I'll need to load. I don't need to load into the device, I need to get, right? Okay. So I can just do a get from device, right, into R0, the pressure in the tank, which is 3. From the main chip, 3. Tank pressure. So now I have the tank pressure. And then it would be saved into device, device ID, which would be the filtration device in this case, mode R0, but before that I will need to, so filtration, save slash then into R0, from R0 35 megapascals. Okay, so that will be the very simple thing. I want 35 megapascals. This will give me 35 megapascals. I need a filtration ID, but that will be enough for now. Now, I don't want to be filling the tank when the temperature is too low, right? So that's where I need to the conditions, right? So my target is having the room temperature into the range I want. But I can't take the average between the room and the tank, because even if the room isn't at the temperature, if the tank is lower, that will eventually get lower. So I can take the average between those two. Right, so I can do is average the temperature. So for that, I just get both temperatures, which will be get 4 and get 6. Right. So get D into R1 from the main chip. Temperature, so 4. Tank temperature. And then I can get into R2 4, so 5 and 6, right? So 6 is the room temperature. And then I add into R1 from R1, R2. So I add both together, and then I div into R1 by 2. And give me the average. If this is 0, means there is no temperature, which means there is no pressure. So that's the OR condition I need to have. But if I only look at this, it would be, and I need to keep R1. I'm gonna do more conditions on it, so let's use R2. So we're gonna use save if is greater than into R2 R1, and then the target temperature, which I don't have yet. It is here on the 7th, so I need to read it. And then the R0 will be and R0 R2. Right, so now the filtration will only run if the pressure is below and the temperature is above, greater or equal, greater to the target temperature. So now I need a range on this target temperature, otherwise this will be going insane. Let's go slow. Edge case. Edge case is there is no pressure, there is no temperature, everything is 0. The pressure condition will be applied, so the pressure here will be 1, but then the temperature will not apply because the temperature will be 0. It's gonna always be below the target. That's why I store R1. Right, so now I'm going to do save equal to 0 R1 and then I do an or R0 R1. So here I'm binding pressure and temperature, right? Check for 0 temperature. If there is no temperature, then runs if there is no, if temp is 0. And that should allow it to get start working. So it will push a little bit inside the tank, then the active vent will push a little bit inside the room. Now this OR this part here will always be false, and then you to only rely on this one. Okay, so what I'm missing here is the target temperature, which I have on 7. So add both temperatures, divide, get the average. So I need now to get the temperature, right? So that will be get target temperatures. That's the target temperature I want is on the 7, and I'm gonna use what, R3. I'm not using R3, no. Now I want a range, right? So my target temperature, let's see, my target temperature will be 1.8. That's for this guy here, right? Yeah, 1.8. So I would be better if this was like 1.9 or 2. I mean, not really, because there is the one with a very low, yeah, this guy. So the range is pretty small. No, that's range in pressure, not in temperature. There is no small range in temperature, right? 950 to 1K. Okay, so that is 50. I guess this is the smallest, right? So this is doesn't even have a target. This one, yeah, this is 100. This is one. Okay, so this has 50. This is also 100. I think everything is 100. Yes. 800, but it's 400 difference. I want to see the minimum difference I need. So far is 50. Yes. 1.2, 1.5, so it's 200, it's still less than 50. I think nothing is below 50. Yeah, so I need to account for a temperature range less than 50 from the target. Right, so this is 950 to 1K. So ideally my target would be 75, right? So 975. So I do what? 10 above, 10 below. Oh, that will be a tight margin. At the beginning it will be very easy to pass the margin, but then when you have a very high mass, that will be very hard to pass the margin. So 950, I guess I can add 10 or subtract 10 from the check-ins I'm doing. 75 will be 85, or will be 65, yes. To avoid it constantly on and off. Okay, so 10 kelvins. Yeah, that's not much. So I read the temperature, and then I'm reading if I'm below. So if I'm below, I'm going to sub 10. Okay. Sub into R3, R3 10. I sub or go above. I want to be at 75, right? The temperatures are low, drift to 70, 65. Yeah, it can. I want to keep working. Yeah, okay, so it's subtract in this case. When I'm checking for the max, then I need to add. Now I need to check for the minimum. Sub 10 for a 3, and now so there's my offset 10K, 10 Kelvin, not 10K. Now, and then R2 will be if temp is below target minus offset. There's another case where I want to run the pump. Not the pump, the filtration. Is when the temperature is too high, because my cooling method will be from external, from the venting. Just add gas that will be cold, that will cool it down, except for the solder. Oh, how am I gonna handle this? I'm making everything generic now. How am I gonna handle not being able to do this with solder? Let me think that when I get there. For now, I'm going to just make this work. So, if the temperature is above the maximum, I also want to run it. But then this is an OR, a separate OR, right? So if I read this in R4, I can then redo this down here, add in R3, I already use R3 here, right? Yeah, so I already did what I did. Now here I still have R4. Okay. So now add a small offset, sub a small offset, because this is a add a small offset of 10 above. Wow, that's weird. On target temperature. So this will be safe is greater than R3 wait R4 is the target, R3 is the target with the offset, and then I save into R2. So again, R3 is the target with the offset, and then I save into R3. No, I'm saving into R2 here, so yeah, it doesn't matter. So I can save into R3, okay. If it is greater than this is 75 plus 10, that will be 85. If 85, if not 85, it's the tank temperature. Where am I reading the tank temperature? R1, right? So R1 is a tank. Did I replace R1? I did replace R1, so that won't work. Oh no, that will work, okay. Yeah, I can't really. Yeah, the best thing I can do here is actually use some memories, otherwise it will be really hard to keep track of what is what. So alias tank temperature will be R15, alias tank press R14, alias let's do in correct order. Tank press, because I'm doing press first and temperature later, right? So tank temp, then room press R13, alias room temp R12, alias average temperature R11, alias target temperature R10. That will make life easier. Alright, so tank pressure is this guy, R0. Now safe is less than into R0. Okay, so now I can. This one's tank temperature. So tank temperature into R1, and this one is the room temperature. So room temp. So add both temp. So add both temp. Yeah, then it's make it much easier. Then I don't need all the comments. Divide, right? So tank press. So divide 2, and this one doesn't change. Target temp. So sub from the target temp 10, then do the math. To the target temp and do the math. Okay, so now it's easier. So R0 gonna roll the tank pressure, and then I check here if R0 and R2 shouldn't be R1. R1 have both temperature in average. Oh, okay, so I should be saving this in average. Tank room. R0 has if I'm below the pressure. R1 for now has nothing. It's just a hold for the average, which I could use just the average, right? And I'll have, so R0 is the only variable I'm using so far. Then this will be the first time I'm gonna need another variable here. So R1 target temp minus 10. So I subtract safe is greater than into, I usually just keep R1, right? If R1 is greater than my offset, okay, so what am I going to save into the temperature? If the temperature is greater than the target temperature, right? Is that it? No. Okay, until here I'm just loading all the variables. Here the only thing I did was getting the pressure. Okay, so I can do this down here. Okay, so R0 will be the check for the tank pressure. Perfect. Now I need to check for the tank, the average temperature, right? So if the average, crap, didn't want to do that. Safe is greater than R1 is greater than the average temp? No. I need to check if my temperature is above the target, but I don't want to use a target, I want to use the offset. So I need to check if my average temperature is greater than the offset. That's it. Average temperature is greater than the offset. Thank you. That took a while. So R0 has pressure, yes or no. R1 has temperature, yes or no. So R0, and R1. Now here I check for 0 temperature, right? So I can just check if the average is equal to 0. The average is 0. That means, yeah, okay, so this is to run it for the very first time, okay. Now, third thing is checking if I'm above the temperature. So now I'm going to add, same as I did here. I don't need R1 anymore. Everything is already on R0. So I R1. Adding to R1, target temperature 10. So that is my target with the offset. So now I do the same here. So I check into R1 if the average temperature is greater than the target temperature with the offset. Here is less. No, here is greater, right? So I want to only start cooling if I'm not cooling. I only want to start adding gas if I'm above my minimum with the offset. Because if I'm below, I'm too cold. I don't want to start adding gas. Here's the opposite. So here I'm gonna run when I'm above the maximum. So I'm adding. So here I'm subtracting. Here I'm adding, right? So adding 10. So I'm already past this 10, so I'm way too close to the max. So I need to add gas, cold gas. Safety is greater than average temp. Yes, perfect. And that will be another OR into R0, R0, R1. Now the filtration should turn on when there is no gas, when the temperature is below, but the temperature or the pressure is below, but the temperature is in range. Or in other words, right? So it should always try to run when the pressure is below and the temperature is in range. If it's in range, it's too low pressure, it's gonna run. And if there is too much temperature, regardless of the pressure, it's gonna run also. That's all for the filtration. Jeez, only for the filtration. So I need to set filtration. I think is 1. I need to see the number I have there. So I don't need all this. And keep this just a reminder that is the end. Now the active vent function is to control the inside of the room, the pressure only. So that should be less cold here. So the pressure on the room
Hunger caution.
So my mode gonna depend if I want to in or out, right? So but then I need a range to work with. Just like I have a range of temperature, I need a range of pressure. The max pressure of the windows is 8. I want a safety margin, so I'm gonna work with 5. So this I can give me a windows of what? 200. So if I give me 200, let's go to 77 to 73. Do I? This still gives me 300 safety, right? So if I want, I think I'm gonna have this as my safety and move this down. Yes. So my target will be 740 plus 200 or minus 200. Yes, okay. 7,400 or 7,400, whatever you say it. So if I'm in this range, I don't care, so it will be off. All right, so save into R0, save if it's less than to R0 from room pressure. If it's less than 200 means I need to add gas. Now it's safe is greater than room pressure. This I'm above, right? This I need to remove the gas. So that's the mode. Now the mode always confuse me. That's not how I check. So let's see. First one is, so those will never be 1 at the same time, right? But they can be both 0 at the same time. In that case, I just check if this is greater than 1. I set the mode. No. Yeah, if this is greater than 1, I set the mode. It doesn't matter if the mode is correct or wrong, because it will be off, right? So this will be the condition to turn it off or on. So I turn it off or on, and then I change the mode just after. Okay, so let's turn it off on. So for turn it on will be an OR, because those will never be on at the same time. Can't be less and greater than this at the same time. So save and no or R2, R0, R1. So this is gonna tell me that the active vent needs to be on. So save device. So I'm going to need how set active vent whatever number. Crap, I'm gonna use a star. No, the star is not good. Crap. This is so annoying. I want a character for, yeah, for a number. Okay, I'm gonna use it. That for now. So save to device, device ID on R2. So I don't lose those two here. So now that I already turn it on or off, I just check the mode, right? So the easiest way will be just to jump some lines, or if I do with select.
Hydration critical.
I can just check one side, right? If it's not one, it's the other. Yeah, since it will be off, it doesn't matter. Yes. So just check one. I'm gonna check if it's below. The most common one is this, right? Where it's set to outward. This is emptying the room. Not outwards, inwards, doesn't matter. Mode 1. So mode 1 is empty, which means I'm above this. So for the mode, I will do save. I don't need to do save, I just need to check this, right? If this is true, that's mode. That's it, so that's my mode. Save device, device ID, mode R1. Now I do need to get on two things here, right? So pressure internal and pressure external, which will be R3 and R4. That will be a select into R3 from the mode 1. Only select this if the number is greater than 0, right? So select register B if A is non-zero, right? So if this is non-zero, which will be 1. So R3 is pressure internal. Pressure internal is 50.6 is the tank pressure. Wrong chip. Crap. So pressure internal. In this case, I don't really want to care about the pressure internal. I put 58 because I'm more concerned about not blowing my windows. And then on R4, which is pressure external, it is 0. Which then means if I flip this, now pressure external is 101, which is not. If I flip this, pressure external, I'm looking at the wrong number, so I need to look at the internal. So internal is 0. 0. Yeah, because internal on the pipe, right? So pressure internal is 0. And then the pressure external is not 101. It will be whatever I set with my target, which my target is this. So that will control the active vent. So at first, everything will be at vacuum, right? So this will make the filtration run because I have this OR here. If there is no temperature, which will be the case. This will put a little bit of gas into the tank. And at the same time, the filtration will hit this one. Which will put the mode into 0. Which is this. Yes. And then it will be on because this will be 1. Yes. So it will be on. And then I'm turning it on here. And then I'm setting the mode based on this, which will be 0, which is what should be. Then it will tweak the pressure and temperature according to this. Basing R1, which is this guy. Yes, okay. And it will save it. So that is enough to control the room and the tanks. Well, what else do I need? Do I need something else? I mean, that's all I need really, right? So I just want to fill the tanks to 35 megapascals and keep the temperature in this range while keeping the room and the tank safe. So the tank has a back pressure regulator on it, so that's automatic. And the room, this will keep the room safe. Then the furnace itself, I will manually handle it, so that doesn't interfere here. Wait, is that all? Yeah, that thing should be all. In that case, I think I can do the control on the diodes direct to the furnace here. But first I need to finish this, right? So I'm missing a lot here. So I need the filtration and the active vent. So I'm gonna use only 2 devices for now. Filtration and active vent. So filtration is 1. To the stack position. Am I passing the stack position? I am. So I can use the same code. Add 1 to the stack position and then get the device ID. So that's the filtration. And the vent is 4. Filtration is 1 and the vent is 4. Set filtration 1. And then the vent is 4. Okay, so that will help me. So I do have... I'm not reading it, right? So I can't totally read it. So alias... don't need the current stack, but I need the stack position R9. So I'm getting stew, if I'm not wrong. Let me confirm. Yeah, the stack position is 2. I wasn't adding the alias on the memory because I was trying to save those lines here, right? But I guess that I can work with all this space here. So stack position is here. So what I need to do is use something reserved, so I don't reuse this by accident. So I need to add into the reserve from the stack position 1. Stack ship is main ship. Here I add 4. Now just missing this. I say yeah, I'm start running low again. That's the problem of doing alias. It's consume all the lines and all the memories. Okay, so that's code. That's not the code. So I should be able to make this run if I don't mess anything up. So what I need to do now is I think I'm gonna move all these computers there. Yeah. I need to get the proper devices here, right, and the proper numbers. So let me export furnace stack, furnace main, furnace control. So I'm gonna export so I don't lose them. Can you name the individual thing? I don't think you can name this, right? You can. Okay, so that will be main stack. That will be main control. Could just call this a stack. Control. And I don't have that last one. It's here. So this is the actual Call this man, I call this one control. Okay, so let's call this stack. And loop. Draws. Okay. So let's put you back there, let's put you back there, and you back there. I'll export again. And now we get ready to move there. I think I can leave some of this trash here. Yeah, the fact that you can name the chip itself make life 10 times easier. I don't think I can carry all the computers at once. And the editing boards, yes. I have to do more than one trip. So I can't carry more than one computer, but I can't carry more than one board, yes. I'll leave the board there. I'm gonna definitely need the cabling though. I need to grab, so there was a computer here, there's a computer here, and a computer here. But then I don't have normal cables there, it's heavy cables, right? Which I don't have. What the? Don't do that, that's weird. So I can leave you print cables for me while I'm going to the, yeah. So now I hope Amy didn't jump into the roof and get dragged by the storm, which I'm pretty sure it happens, and then she disappears. Yep, that's exactly what happens. So now I need to make another Amy. Or is she stuck? 53, 6. 53 is right here. So annoying that they just get teleported inside the, like on top of the roof, out of no reason. And then just fly away. With the storm itself, which you're trying to prevent from happening, which like it's just nonsense. It doesn't happen if she's on. It's only happen when she's off. Yeah, I need to get the GPS and find where the heck she is. So we're going to have a memory, that's the wrong thing. Don't tell me I let the thing... No, it's here. Crap, I need to weld this frame. So we're gonna have you guys here. Right, so that will be the stack, that will be the main, and that will be the control. So get the stack on the stack, the main on the main, and the control on the control. So these cables end here, are gonna need a transformer or something to separate on that cable there. could have the transformer height right here, like maybe 2 or 1 big for 50. I think I used 2 small. It's just the furnace. We'll see. The computers. I left the computer there, right? Yeah, I'm so dumb. So when I'm rewriting those, that will be a problem, right? So I need to turn everything off, right, and turn everything on. So I want to have like a logic switch here. So I turn it off, turn it on, and a batch right here. Turn the chips itself on and off. Okay, so let's get a computer. Let's get some transformers. Let's also get the GPS card. So I'll get a tree. Oh, the computer's right here. I'm just blind. It can be placed anywhere, so that's fine. That's all they have cable. That's enough for now. Do I have any spare transformer laying there? Nope. Copper. I'm always missing copper. That's so damn annoying. Even though I have a gazillion copper in the thing there. Oh, luckily I have some here. Nope. Since I'm here, I can also get some iron. So the transformer has a variant for 25, right? Medium, yes. Need more transformers. Need one more of this. Really, I need more transformers. How many? Okay. So I have the transformers, I have the batteries, not batteries, the ICs, the computer, the transformer. I need a batch writing, which is a large key IO, right? Network airlock tracker, logic memory, logic IO. Why do I have so many memories? So give me one of these IO, just one. And then the GPS. This should be this one, yes. Replace. Gonna need the configuration. I'm not gonna need to analyze a network for now. Yes. Let's see if I can find where the heck Amy went. I actually got destroyed by the storm, but... And then the ship is only telling the last no position. 53.6, so... 53 is like right here. 6 is right, what the, yeah. So according to the game, she's right here. Which is obviously not true. Man, that's so annoying. She's either fall to the abyss. Or one thing that I can do is to see if I can still select the device here. So aim stuck, aim receiver. Aim struck, there is no more aiming, see? She got destroyed by the storm, even though she was inside and powered off. That's so frustrating and annoying. They need to fix this in the game, they really need to fix this. So I will just give me another Amy. I'm not really bothering rebuild one. That's just a bug, right? So you turn it off, it jumps into the roof for no reason and take damage. I got this on recording even, so okay, so that's a transformer, reverse medium transformer. Can I get something faster? You go at 25, right? So put 50, you go to the max 25. Thank you very much. So I'm going to need about 3 computers. Which will be 1, 2, and 3, right? I hope. Why are you not turning? Thank you. So this will be the main thing, power this entire stuff. Okay, so now I need here, and I'm gonna need the large batch writer, batch reader, batch writer. That's the one. If I put you here, then I put the switch there. That will be better. Yes. Batch writer. I don't know if this is gonna work though. We're not discover this right now. Let's see. Input will be the switch. There will be a gazillion switch. So let's call this chip on off. In for the chips on and off. Output will be housing. I see housing. We on. Oh, I didn't connect to the power. Maybe I get a burst of air. Perfect, it's working. Yeah, you're gonna be flashing error. Because Amy doesn't exist. what I will do
Waste tank caution.
to avoid this issue where she teleports up. It also happens here, or so she just go up randomly. I think I got this like 2 or 3 times on camera. The room where she will be waiting will be high enough that if she teleports up, she still falls into the same place. I think that's the only thing I can do, which means I need to move this somewhere else. But I think that's the only reasonable thing you can do in the game. Because that's completely random, right? She just fly off there, powered off. Or what the heck is that? So filtration, no. So the stack is the stack. Ooh. The main. And the controls. So I did export all, right? So I can just import, import, and import. Thank you. Now the hard part. I need to actually get correct values here. So this is 9 device that I need. And I need 9 device that exists. In the correct order, which the order is this order that I have here. So 0 is memory, 1 is filtration, 2 is the gas sensor. So 0 is the memory. Oh my, that will be a nightmare.
Hunger caution.
2A for 2AF for A. Yeah, that will be a nightmare. 2AF for A. So that's the memory. Yeah, that will be insanely annoying. I'm gonna have to write this in a paper or something. Yeah, let me take some notes here then. Be right back. Okay, so I just took some notes, put all the IDs here. I just export everything. So the window is open, so it should enter to the vacuum state forever. Should never vacuum anything. Or just gonna flash a bunch of errors. Worst case, you just turn this off.
Hydration critical.
Of course, gonna be warnings. Yep, immediately error. On line 24, and this one on line 17. 24. What? On the very first thing?
Waste tank caution.
Oh yeah, because I don't have the chip. And I don't have the pin. So the chip is this one. Why am I reading this by ID? 2E80A. 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 This should be a pin, right? For now it will be like this. And this one was error on where? 17, yeah, because it's the same thing, right? I don't have the pin. The delay when you open a different stuff. So main chip 17. Yes, so main chip is D0. D0 should be reading main. That should be all for the first batch of errors. So export, export, export. Ooh, it seems to be working. So the vent should be pushing outwards. Yeah, it is pushing gas. Oop, don't. The back pressure should be set to 0. It is. Now the vent is way faster than the back pressure, but the vent also will never blow up, so we're going to just... So if I close this, we'll just close this, right? Yeah, that should be all I need. It should eventually go to a vacuum. I need a pipe.
Hunger critical.
Yeah, the back pressure is not great. So it should go to a vacuum. And I should start adding gas slowly. Well, let's just see what happens. It should add a little bit of gas and then stop.
Air tank low.
Because it's not hot enough and then it's nighttime, so it will never heat up. So that is what it should happen. I think it's working reasonably well, considering all the craziness.
Waste tank caution.
Oh yeah, my tomatoes and my melons finally grow. I grew. So let's not void it this time. So melon, put the melon there.
Hunger caution.
And then I get one watermelon. Oh, this is the one that keeps growing, so you don't need to worry about replanting. Oh, that's nice. So you should use potatoes that I forget this exists. Don't know if we're gonna keep planting sugarcane. Okay, guess I go back there. That will be a very slow process. So I need 1, 2, 3 glass. And I didn't name the furnace, which is annoying. What I will do... I'm saying that because when I have a bunch of furnace, selecting the correct furnace there will be a pain. So I will open this. be far enough so I don't get dragged inside the thing. Let me grab 3 glass. I have the 2 chutes here, right? Yeah, I have the 2 chutes to connect there. Just need to name the furnace. Can I name it from here somehow? Advanced furnace I can somehow. I call it what? Furnace 1. Call this 2A. That will be the target on this one. Also, I didn't have a target here in the memory. So how is the number here in Kelvin? I guess this is the number. That's the wrong number. So that will be 1.8, right? Which means this. So then I go to, it will be this. I'm gonna keep 1.9. I go to, which will never reach this value that easy. So then I can put you back. And if I need to do something, I'll just do like this, turn it off, open the windows, turn the furnace on, off, close the window, and when I turn it on, that will think, okay, I need to refresh the thing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna leave it on because there will be a lot of mess in the tank. Anyway, I need 2 glasses. And I need a proper standing place to stand on. I mean, for now, I could just stand over this, right? Yeah, I need a proper way to getting up there. Glasses. Let's leave this on and let's go grab the glasses. Surprisingly that this works like very first, but then it's not running the secondary ship, right? Oh yeah, I need to do the dial controls. I forgot about that. What did I came for? I came for glasses. 3. No seats. Barely have any fuel on the jetpack, that's why I'm trying to jump. It'd be easier if I just add something on the jetpack. Oh, come on. Oh, I forgot the disc. I always forget the freaking disc. Crap. I want to put another disc in a locker so I can have some devices there that I'm gonna need anyway. Really? gonna get this gas sensor here. I'm gonna grab those memories. That's alright. Yeah, maybe those claddings here. Plastic sheets. The reinforced wall, definitely. The frame. The frame, no. The chute. Okay. So this is gas, and hash, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I should have called this furnace. This has just 2 kk. So pressure. Then temperature.
Waste tank caution.
So this is empty, right? So there is no use for those yet. Although, oh crap, we're gonna have to remove the windows to set the minimum and maximum because the dials are behind the window. Pretty sure that's the case. Yes. Oh well, that is so frustrating. Insanely frustrating. Don't get pushed inside there. Gonna need to remove the cover as well. Yeah, first one is always a nightmare. So this should just open and close right here. The other ones I would remember all this crap and then will be easier to set up. Well, now I turn it on and wait 10 more years. So I guess I leave this running and then I start the next episode and recording. If it actually enter on this one, which should control the room, or if it just run an error. And then continue from there. Don't be scared if you just see another AMU running around, because it's gonna just give me another one. And is this correct? Yeah, I have 4 batteries, those 2 of them, yes. So just to close this, let's make some money. Oh, I didn't put the freaking locker there. Of course it's backwards. Okay, so leave those stuff that I'm gonna need to build this here. You shouldn't be running. You should be at 0. It is running. Filtration is running. What the heck happened with the tablet? Power open mode is 1. Why the heck the mode is 1? So you are feeling gas there, and then back pressure regulator is trying to empty. That will never work. Wire the filtration. I forgot to set the mode to 0. Active vent, back pressure, active vent, where's the... Oh, I never set this to off. Oh, why is on then? Never set you off, but I also never set you on. So I start here, loop to the array current. Blah 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 blah. Enter here, device on filtration. Oh, that's the first thing I do. I turn it on the reading, but then I never change the mode. Yes, so I need to set the mode here. So before jumping on the other device, so I do have lines extra, right? Yes, I do. You do need to say set operation 1. Save device ID mode to 0, right? I'm missing this, yeah. So otherwise this will never go to 0. Then you set the vent, then you set the back pressure, then you set everything else. Yes, perfect. Oh, that was a good catch. I was like, why am I hearing the sound of this thing running? Okay, now it's emptying. Well, I guess I can just wait a little bit for this to empty. I don't know.
Waste tank caution.
So how am I gonna come up and down this thing? I'm gonna add a frame there. I steer, and then here I add the frame that has a ladder on it that allow me to go down. Not here, otherwise I'm gonna fall from this stair, but yeah, something like this. Can I see the pipe from here? I can definitely see the pipe from here. Now I can't. Kind of can. I guess I look it from here. Yeah, the last bit will be very slow.
Waste tank caution.
How long does it take to seed? Yeah, let me pause the video and then I start again once it's almost 0. B. Oh, just a point. And then it's show an error. Exactly when that one should start controlling, so the pressure is working. Filtration is still off. So there's a problem here on line 20. I probably made something very stupid. Oh yeah, I don't have the main chip. Is not the one that I'm going to read the memory from. Or is it? Oh no, yeah. Never mind. 20. Stack position. So it doesn't like reading the chip like this. Do I have to use device ID? I'm not using the GPS for now. 2E8C. E8C. Then this will be save device, which means I'm gonna have. So let me find where am I using the main chip by just changing the name. By just changing the name, main chip. You should not be finding main chip here. There is no main chip. Thank you. It reads the comment. I don't believe this. So this is fine. So this is not fine. This is low device. So this is all fine. Save device. Yep. Now you are failing on line 56. Okay, improvement. Why is this get not working while the others are? Set filtration. Oh yeah, I'm not reading from this, I'm reading from the other chip. Yeah, so I'm going to need stack chip, which will be this, because this is where the memory is for the IDs, right? QE8A. QE8A. So this part here I need to read from the stack chip. Can you stop being annoying? 57. Same place. Device ID and just from stack chip on this one. 2E8EA. 2E8A, right? So 2E8A, this guy here. QE8A, yes. Look, you should have the same loading as this guy here. So the second guy is reading from this, a 2E8A. And it does load the exact same way because I just copied the freaking code, right? So get device, stack on the position. Add on the memory how much I want, and then I get From the ship, from the position. So you add on a memory from the stack position 1, and then get from the device the position. That's it, right? So if you are not working, come on, why? It works on this one, why doesn't it work on this one? So one thing that I need to do here is I'm going to swap those from reading the furnace to read the actual room. Just make sure the room doesn't blow up, because that's the more expensive part.
Waste tank caution.
You need to deselect the furnace and then select the gas sensor. There is no pressure. Now this is flash and error. Why the heck are you flash and error? Gas sensor. Yeah, that should not flash an error. Gas sensor. Are you making me going to reset the freaking thing? Just because I change this. Ah, but that's so annoying dealing with the boards in this game, man, and then having to reset every time you do something. That's really, really, really annoying. They really need to fix this. Not counting the parts where you actually have to relog the entire game. Gas sensor. Why is this flash an error? Should be 0. Ah, that's frustrating, like more than you can imagine. That's off, so it's not working. And why the heck is this one giving this error? So stack position and then reserved. Save to DB setting. Stack position. Yield. Save to DB setting. Reserved. Test. That's definitely wrong. So why is this 2000? Stack position is reading the position 2. The main ship put into the position 2 the target temperature. Why the heck I did this everything backwards? So I'm reading wrong there, okay. Good to know. Current room, stack position, target, then comes pressure, temperature, pressure, temperature. So current position, stack position, Oh, I need to calculate based on the current position as well, right? Not only the stack. It worked because I only have one. But I need to do that math again. Do I? No, I don't. Because this will be at the right number already. Yeah, I don't. It's the first. Anyway, so 0, 1. So I need to read 1. And the target is 2. I need to read 1. Target is 2. And then the tank pressure is 0, 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And this is not 7. This is 2. Thank you. Of course, something has to go wrong. Oh, okay, now it's working. And it's telling me that I have 1.3 megapascal, which shouldn't be true. Yeah, the active vent is green, which means this blue is trying to fill up. It can't fill up because the filtration is not running. Because I'm waiting for the temperature to rise. Exactly. So I'm going to unselect this and select the gas sensor. It should flash an error just because it's 0. It's annoying. Yeah, so now it's nighttime. Temperature won't raise. So let me pause here, and then once it's daytime, I start recording again just to see if I have movement. Now I wasn't expect to have that much gas. Oh, that's not megapascal. This is 1 kp. Okay, never mind. So let me pause, and I just wait to see if the day is gonna actually raise in temperature. Okay, it's starting to get day, so let's go see how it's going to behave. Oh, I forgot to left the disk there. So I need to remember to put the... Actually... Yeah, it's going up. Pressure is going up. Temperature is what matters. Yeah, the pressure goes up, the temperature is going up. I mean, it's going up so slowly. Yeah, 0.9. 0.6. Well, yeah, it's going up. It will take like, I don't know, 200 days for maybe this to heat up enough with the sun alone. And then as it get at the temperature, it will... how do I call it? It will put a little bit of air and it's gonna cool insanely. It's working, right? It's doing exactly what it should. So for the furnace, the only thing I need is the pressure, because the temperature will be whatever I have in the room. So this would be reading the furnace pressure, while this one reads the room temperature. But for now, I need to read the room pressure to make sure the room doesn't blow up. But that will take some days to work. But it is working. It is working. Only thing left is control the dials on the thing rest. Should I redo this here? The dial should be pretty simple. Right? I should just need to do this main loop here again. So I read from the stack sheet the settings. If there is nothing, you just skip it, right? Yes. Then it does this math here. So let me just copy this code from here to there. And then, because that would be annoying, right? So every time you do this, that's this delay that the game has just to put the text here. Right, so roll the dials. So let me copy this and then I should be back. Okay, so I copy everything here. That should be all. So this part here for the dials, right? It's independent for the first one, so I can use all the memories. So I jump to room control. On the room control, if the ship is not, let's just go back here. Great. I don't do any yield or anything else here, right? Yes. So it doesn't really matter where I put this. I can just draw set controls, set dials. Yes. So it's going to jump here. I can use all the memories. So number of arrays, I don't have it, so I can store this. Number of arrays, number of devices, and current array. I might have enough memory. Maybe this. Of arrays. Yes. Of devices. Current array. Doesn't matter. Yes. So this will stack ship, right? Is that the correct one? Get device ID from stack ship. Stack ship is the one. Okay, I did call the same name. Good. So you're gonna read the settings, right? So if the setting is 0, it means it's... No, I'm not. I don't want to read the setting 0. Yeah, I do, because the setting is 0 means it is an error. Yeah, that's it. So just skip. If not, then I get the number of devices, then I get the current array, set the current array to 0, then I just store the array, jump to here. I don't even need this jump, I just make life easier. So now I loop to the dials, right? So that's the current array plus 1. Yeah, because it starts with 0, right? Yes, okay, so it goes to 1. Current array number of arrays. If it's greater than the maximum here, just go to start. Instead of start, just go back to for A in this case, right? So I just need to finish, yeah. Or to set tiles? No. No, I'm missing the actual loop. Set tiles. Check if then get the number of devices, right? And then as loop tiles. So this is looping to number of devices, right? Yeah, that's correct. Loop to the number of devices. I almost do the same mistake I did before. I don't need to loop to each device itself. So checking the batch, like the room number, let's say. Furnace 1, otherwise just move back, which just pop RA and jump back. And then restart. Yeah, that's it. So here, I then need to load the dial, load the two lever, the two dials and the lever, and set in the furnace. Alright, so I'm gonna use the other memories because it doesn't matter. So 15, 14, 13, yeah, I'm gonna use all those memories here that are left. Do I need those? I need the memory for two dials, so 2 memories, and then the memory for the lever, 3 memories. Or I could use only 1 memory, keep switching between the device, but that would be annoying. So 1 to store. Yeah, let's see. I might not even need to reuse the memory. So I need to change for the input dial, right? So the input dial is 6, 7, 8. So input, output, and open. And then the furnace, gonna need the furnace. Furnace is 3. So that's it. I have enough space. I have enough space. Yeah, that should be all I need really.
Waste tank caution.
So I would call this set furnace 3, set furnace 3, get the, maybe using the stack position. Which I don't have, right? Yeah, I don't have. Wait, I do. Oh, never mind, I'm gonna just do like this. So read the first dial, so that will be, I need to set the device, right? So load, how do I load the device? Get it. This is how I'm reading the device. So gonna read the input, so into R0 from the stack ship. I need to first get the correct position, right? So can use the reserved, yes. So add to the reserve the stack position plus 6. So this is the input dial. So that's the ID of the input dial. Now I can do a load device into R0 from R0 setting. Great, now R0 has the setting from the input. Now I do the same for R1. So output, so read 7 as output into the reserved, and then to R1. Now this is the output dial. And then I load into R1 from R1 the settings. And that's the output. And now I do exactly the same thing. Eight, which is the lever. Which means all this is bugged. No, this is correct. open the lever, get to R2, and then read the setting. Now I get input, output, and the open lever. Now I just need to save all this into the furnace. So I need to get the furnace. Yeah, that's wrong. Furnace. Which is 3.
Air tank low.
Yeah, I'm finishing. I don't think I can finish this before that. So, getting R3. So that's the furnace. And then you should save device into R3. Input setting. Setting. Input. R0. Then setting. Output 1. And then open R2. Great, let me go get some air before I die here. In emergency, you can use those. Just put back into the air, and then you can still breathe.
Waste tank caution. Waste tank caution.
Of course. That should be all. Now I should be able to control the furnace from this. Now I won't be able to see anything because there is nothing in the tanks. Well, maybe I can see the dials moving. So R0, R1, and R2, right? So input, output, open. Input, output, open. R0, R1, and R2. Just need to make sure this is the actual correct position here. Input, output, and open. Yeah, that's it. So I go to the set dials. The set dials will read the setting from the main chip. If it's 0, it's just skip because that's an error in the configuration. Then it will load the number of device, preset the current array, store the current position here so I can do a jump array later, and come here. So here I then add 1, so I start with 0, now with 1. If it's greater when I'm out of the bounds of the array, so it go back, right? It's more just a finish of the loop, right? So this calculate the stack position, and then I start. So get the input from the 6th position, so calculate this the stack position for the dial, get the ID of the dial, get from the dial the setting to 0, and then repeat to 1 for output, and then repeat into 2 for the lever, and then into 3, which is the furnace that coincides with the 3. Interesting. And then store all the settings. Yeah, that should be all I need, and then go back. So here I do a jump to RA. No, I don't want to jump to RA, I want to jump to loop dials. Yeah, because I need to add 1 more here and continue. Yeah. And this is the exit condition. Yeah. That would be a problem. How do I have this here? I think I have the same, right? So I have furnace control. No, where's the loop? Here. Let's jump to start. Yeah, so this jump to start, just reset everything, because here it's only doing one thing. Yeah, okay, so that's exactly what it should be. So if I export this, should keep just working, but now I should be able to control the furnace. Oh boy. Yeah, you can see the dial moving. The one thing that I need to do is multiply this by 100, because I'm using only 10, not 100. By 10. Same as I did inside the base. So R0, and then mode 0 R0 by 10. 1, then mode R1 R1 by 10. Yes. Does the furnace go from 0 to 100, right? But then I set the dial to only go from 0 to 10. So in that way now I don't need to do a lot. Perfect. That's perfect. That was way easier than I was expecting. It is heating up, it's just insanely slow process. Holy crap, that's it. That's my insane giant furnace setup. That for now just only have one. Using 3 chips to control all this nightmare. Well, ideally, initially I would have 8. Then we can reduce this down to 4. Plus 1 for the degassing, so 5 furnaces. Still need to think how am I gonna deal with solder, because solder is not only heat. I do need to cool it down. Oh, but that will be it. Oh, I forgot the disk here. Of course I forgot the disk here. Why would I not forget the disk? Was quite a lot of work, that I had to say. Now I should just leave it there. I don't know how long this will take to actually get into temperature. I might help a little bit by pushing some gas. I don't know. Maybe put some wall heater or something. Or just throw some ice there and let it combust inside the furnace. Yeah, I don't know. But for now, that's working. So I'm gonna leave the configuration here. And go with the GPS. And I'm gonna make some money. I said I'm gonna do that like before, and I didn't do. So I guess I just pick up some of those.
Waste tank caution.
Pretty sure if I just shove the mining onto the machine, it really won't be able to see the ores, right? So I will need to actually remove it from it. So this thing here, right? So this ladder thing is the one I was talking about. Add one on the roof there. So let's see. 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, he definitely is not smart enough to take from the thing here. I hope he didn't lose any of the ores. Doesn't seem like. So he buy 600 iron, 600 copper, 400 silicon, 400 coal. That's 100. That is 200. That is 300. That is 400. It's 500. And that is 600. Jesus. And I'm gonna put this 50 coal here because I don't know if he buys damage ore. Let's find out. He does. Okay. So 600. That's 100. That's 150. 200. 50. Yeah, I have a bunch of iron, but not much of the others. There's not even copper here. I lost count already. Oh, that's a lot of copper. So 450. You need 150 more. And then go. Yeah, now I'm rich. Silicon, gold, and coal. So 300 coal. Don't know if you're gonna sell my gold. With enough all this, I'm still low on gold. Yeah. Not selling my gold. 250. And also not selling silicon either. Okay, that's all you're gonna have. So 250, we're missing 50 here. 50 cool. Can take from hand. Money. Would be better if the one selling the super alloy and buying the alloys. But that's also works. Do I need anything? I don't need anything. I'm waiting for the seeds now. I need a better trading. I guess while I wait for this insanity to heat up, I expand the trading here and start working with the greenhouse. Yep. So that will be probably another big cut because I'm gonna have to do a lot of work for going back into action. Alright, another 2 hours episode, but that should be the last in terms of insane code about mining. Why? Oh, I forgot this. And I need to...
Hunger caution.
My memory is 0. Okay, so let me move those down, because now those are like half empty. I'm not really into organizing it right now. So we're gonna have to reorganize this, but not now. Oh god. At the end of very tiring working day, let's say, can have a deserved sleep.
Waste tank caution.
So you go there, you go there, you go there. I can drink my water here. And go to sleep at night. That's perfect. So that will be it. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.